Okay, thank you very much, Audrey. Good evening, everyone. So I am Philippe Janot, professor in agricultural economics and farm management in Vetagrosup, and I am involved in the GLOQUAL master's degree. GLOQUAL stands for Global Quality in European Livestock Production. And this master aims at evaluating livestock production systems with regard to their global quality. Global quality is the capacity of the livestock production system to be coherent with the expectations of all the stakeholders. So, I mean, customers and citizens, NGO, and so on, farmers, of course. And so the global quality is the so I say is the capacity of the livestock production system to be current with the expectation of the stakeholders of the value chain, of course, and at different scales from local to global. So global quality includes several aspects of quality to be integrated, including geopolitical and economic aspects. And one of the key challenge of the geopolitics and economics learning unit is to educate students about geopolitical stakes at the European and international levels. And principles and examples provided in this learning unit allow students to understand the consequences of the evolution of policies and regulations on the livestock production systems and global quality. So we promote applied geopolitics and economics, and it's why the students have carried out the two controversial case studies. So the first one, the first case study was presented 1 week ago, and was about low-cost products in the internationalization of agri-food markets, the case of European exports of milk powders to West Africa. And the second one addresses a controversial project about relocating fattening. It's the case of a multi-purpose project in Creuse region in France. So today, it's a pleasure for me to listen to 6 students who will present you the concrete exercise they have worked on around the controversy on the 1,000 calves fattening project in Creuse region. So are you pros or cons? This is the question. So now let's start the serious game.
Hello there, good evening, and I am your host Rahul and my co host Andrea, and we want to welcome you to the BBC channel. It's 6:15, and today, for our special weekly agribusiness analysis program, The Farming Life in Europe, I am here in Clermont-Ferrand, which is 428 kilometers from Paris. So, the topic of our debate is today relocating fattening, the case of a multi-purpose project in Creuse region. So, today, to enlighten on this issue, we invited our guest in our studio. So, at the outset of the program, I will give our audience an initial idea of the main topics. So, In the Massif Central, which is a highland region in the middle of the southern France, about 80% of the calves exports to Italy for the fattening purpose. So in order to do the fattening in France, to get the maximum benefits to the farmers, in 2009, a project 1000 calves farm was launched with a fattening center for young calves in Saint-Martial-le-Vieux near Cruz and Corrèze region. Following the decline in activities at the Cotin military camp, there is also a slaughterhouse in Ussel region just below in the region Saint-Martial. So the aim is to fatten the animals for 6 to 8 months to retain their added value on the territory. The main breed that used mainly Charolais, Limousin and Aubrac. The budget of this project is 1.8 million euro, which is supported by FNSA and state, where 400,000 euro were provided from the Ministry of Defense and 75,000 euro from military camp. So I will discuss about the evolution of this project. In 2009, the project was launched, and in 2009, the farmers from the Saint-Martial-le-Vieux commune on the border of the Cruz and Corrèze region decided to set up a project for an industrial farm with 1,000 calves for fattening. In 2010, first administrative application was submitted. In 2012, project was validated by state service. In July 2015, a chain contract or agreement signed between the SAS group where with 45 farms. In the 45 farms, there is 76 farm manager who will bring their calves, and the Jean Roger, the specialized division of the Intermarché group. In September 2015, the building of the fattening center, the construction were ended. And in December 2016, there were a vandalism attack with abusive tax and partial burn down of building by black beast of many animal rights activists, mainly environmental and animal welfare association like LPA. This fire heavily damaged a 1,500 meter square building containing straw and equipments located away from the facilities housing of the calves. So at present, since 3rd August 2021, SAS farm of the Saint-Martial has been in bankrupt with debts of 500,000 euro. So now I would like to invite my colleague Andrea to present further about this project.
So hello everyone, we continue the presentation, and about the description of the site. This stable counts on 2 stalls of 185 meters each that has 64 boxes and with 12 animals per box. And they have the aim to fatten around 1,400 bullocks per year, and to increase the income of the farm. There are put some solar panels on the roofs and an anaerobic digester for the manure to increase the economic income by selling the electricity and the gas that is produced. And the slogan of the farm is that à la courtine, the animals arrive lean and release fat. About the economic benefits of the farm, so the agreement that it was mentioned before covers 6 years with setting a price of €3.90 per kilo of carcass, and these before the project were of €3.83. So it's there are more incomes for the farmers. And before this, local breeders didn't finish the animals because after 8 to 10 months they were in the meadows. The 80% of the calves went to Italy to complete their growth. So rather than selling the calves to these specialized feeders in Italy, the animals will be fattened on site, and the added value is retained on the territory. And so there is also a collective purchase of the feed that accounts for about 60% of production costs. And the calves will be traded for €1,600 each, and instead of 900 when they were previously exported younger. So about the aim of the project is to fatten the animals on spot, as we said, in better condition, taking care at the same time of animal comfort with, for example, the ventilation, the daily mulching, the lighting, and the regular manure removing. Then is to also strengthen the region's grass calving operation, developing the added value that is retained on the territory, and also to enhance the local employment and perpetuating local tools like the dial market, as mentioned before, the Ussel slaughterhouse. So at this point we will go to the debate.
Thank you, Andrea. Now I'd like to ask all the participants to introduce themselves briefly. So I'm to start from Mr. Vaslav.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. My name is Michel Lacroc, ex-mayor and the breeder and the president of the SAS Alliance Milvash, the project holder that you already presented. And I'm here today to defend our project, which is a target of criticism and national scandalism that falsifies the reality of our farm. So I'm pleased to be here with you to defend our sector and our project.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Alain Sivad, the mayor of Saint-Martial-le-Vieux. So it's a little town located in the south of Creuse department and close to the Corrèze department. This town is located in the regional park of Milvash, and my town is very rural because we have only 139 inhabitants. And the project of 1,000 cows is very important for this area because it's maintaining an important activity. It's a very representative of central massive activity, and also it replaces the military camp. It's a win-win strategy for the territory.
So hello everyone, thank you for the invitation. I'm Louise Marin and I'm the lawyer and the representative of the LPEA, which signifies Light on Breeding and Slaughtering Practices, which is an association abolitionist and anti-specist, and our mission is also to protect the environment and public health. Today I'm here because as my association we are against the 1,000 cow fattening center because it's against the mission and values of the association, and animals are living beings and should not be exploited in any way, and especially not in this type of intensive system which does not respect the environment in any way.
Thank you.
So hello everyone. I'm Apolline and I'm the president of the Confédération Paysanne of Creuse and also a club co-farmer. I defend small-scale agriculture based on the principle of the circular economy, and I want to maintain many and diversified farm and dynamic rural areas.
And I'm Andrea Ceppatelli. I'm an Italian farmer that accounts on the exports of calves from France. And so if this project is kept on, I will lose part of my business or all the business because I will lose the exportation of the calves from France.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. So for this debate, we'd like to mainly focus on the issues like climate change and environment, economy aspect and social welfare aspects and the heritage or French culture aspect. So before starting the debate, I must warn you to finish the debate in time. So for each topics, everyone will get 5 minutes to discuss about the topics. So my first question is, what do you think about this project regarding the issue on climate change and environment? And you have to talk only this issue, and you need to be build argument about the pros and cons. So, and another things, what's the most important reason why we should or shouldn't do this? So, first of all, I will ask Mr. Aslav to discuss about it.
Yes, I'm always the target for this question, so I will give you a response. So our project is fully green energy because the manure from the fattening workshop will be used in the feed methanizator unit plunged for the seed and to make electricity. And in addition, there is a lot of photovoltaic panels in the roof of all the buildings. So in addition, we negotiate to add another photovoltaic panels in the ground on the local authority land just next to our buildings. So the production of this electricity will be for our use, of course. And about the soja importation, we talk a lot of times about this. For our case, we don't use this product, and we have zero soja in our region. So, and it will be better for the fattening system from the environmental point of view. So I don't think that we contribute in the environmental impact more than other systems that import animals, that import feed, and that's all.
Thank you. And do you have anything to tell about it?
Yes, it's very beautiful to talk about green energy. But what do you think about the pollution of transport for the feed and then the cow to the slaughterhouse? It's a lot of pollution,
of course,
it's intensive system.
Yes, the animals are slaughtered in locally in our region. So for the transport, we have less transport if we transport just the feed than if we transport the animals from France to Italy, and then the feed from Mexico, from Brazil to Italy. So there are less environmental impact from the transport point of view.
I have a question. So how do you plan to feed all of these animals in this region? Because we are in the grassland basin, and if I understood well, all of the animals are inside. So
yes, of course, it's not a grassland-based system. It's fattening system. But as I said, it's relatively better for the environment than other cases.
Okay.
So you want to?
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
so, why do you want to destroy this economic exchange that we have between France and Italy that works very well? And yes, it could be true that there is no pollution for the transport of the calves, but I need to otherwise find other sources of the calves to be fattened that maybe could be for sure more far away than France with more pollution because of the transport. And also, yeah, it's true that I import also most part of the food, not all, but because silage I can produce myself. But here it's harder, I think, to fatten the animals only with hay.
Yes, of course, but before we don't want to distract your business because we just fatten 1,000 animals in comparison to millions of living animals that we export to Italy. So it's just small project scale in comparison to the amount of animals that we export to Italy. And about the ratio, as I said, we use silage of hay, and we use the concentrate. But if you make silage in Italy and you feed the animals, why we don't have the right to do it here in the same territory where the animals are born and to be fat?
I think that it's quite hard to cultivate the maize in the mountains. In Italy, I'm in a plain and I can cultivate maize. In mountain, I think at 1,000 meters it could be hard.
Yes, but we will not do this type of project everywhere in France. It's just in Cruz, and it's not the first project, but one of the first projects here in France. And we are in the phase that we are just trying to implement these projects and type of projects in our animal production systems.
Okay, so anyone want to share their views?
I just want to add something. It's very important for the community, this project, because it's a huge investment from the department and so for the commune, because we invest for the redevelopment of military wasteland, 4,000 euros, and also for the methanation. And so for our community, it's a future project.
Thanks a lot. So we should move on our next topics, and it's economic aspect. So I would like to ask Mr. Departout. The floor is yours.
Yes, this project creates an economic value for my territory. As you know, it's difficult to live here because it's a very rural area, and the agricultural sector stays the main creators of employments and its benefit for all. This project, it's scale economy and mutualization of strengths, because 45 shareholders of arms work together, and it's collective tool for the territory. And then with this project we have created 3 new employees in my cities, and it's very important to perpetuate this type of farm, and it's new type of farm, and it's developing the installation of young breeders to develop and to maintain breeding in the Creuse department.
Yes, please.
I have to add something, because for you it's enough only 3 employees for all of these animals. For me it's quite less, and quite low, sorry. And if you can favoring maybe small structure, you can also have more employees than 3, because it's really low.
We just create 3 employees, but there are other employees that they work on the farm, and we maintain all of this farm because it's a working community between 45 people, so it's not only 45 people, it's 45 structures that work together.
But you also favoring the industrial structure, and not all of the small structure that you can find in Creuse, for example, small slaughterhouse or small butcher. So it's not all of the employees that you are favoring in this project.
We create this type of employment, and also we maintaining the slaughterhouses in Ussel. And it's an important point for you to understand. As you know, the calves will be sold with Intermarché, but Intermarché is also present in Creuse, and it's also employment. So we're maintaining this type of employment, and we're creating many employment and support the community, and also we attract population.
Okay, and I just have to add something for the economic point of view, because do you think that the price of the meat will be enough for the farmer? Because so you have only one client, this client is an industrial one, and I think that he will try to buy the animals as cheaply as possible because there is no concurrence. And do you think that is normal for all of the other farmers in this project?
We have it's complicated because we have a contract with this big client, and in the future we need to have different clients because the price can be a problem. But for the moment we negotiate the price, and the price is higher for all of these breeders. That's important.
Yeah. I think I'm better placed to respond to this question, because from the economical point of view, as you said, we have just one client, but we just begin, and with this scandalism we can't move on and have more clients. But there's an alternative that we can do, is to export meat, not animals. And we will export meat for another clients, but who don't exist here in France, because in France we know France population don't consume this type of product, but we will export the meat for other countries.
Right.
So, if I understood well, you want to raise the animals here, but to export the meat. So, in my opinion, it will be better to for example, Italian consumers prefer meat that on the label there is written that is still at least one part of the life it's conducted in Italy. So do you think that Italian consumers, for example, that consume beef would be happy to buy a meat that is made all in France instead of half in France and half in Italy? And it could be okay for you that they are also supposed to pay more for that meat to cover your cost of production?
Okay, so
Yeah,
30 seconds I'll give you.
Okay, maybe this product will not be consumed by Italian people. There is a lot of another markets for us than Italy. There is North Africa. There is a lot of other countries that Spain that want to consume this type of product, and with the price less than products in Italy.
Thank you. We should move on to our next topics because we already crossed 5 minutes. So the next topics is on social animal welfare issue. So I would like to ask Madame Marine.
Yes. So as you will see, I think that this farm cannot respect the animal welfare in any way. The proximity between the animals is too great. We have, according to our investigator, there is only 3.1 square meter per animal. They will have to overlap to lie down, and according to the regulation, you have to. There is to have 6.5 square meter per bovine above 550 kilograms.
Yes, okay, you can see this, but I think that for our farm, if you want me to give you an example of the technologies in our farm, I think that the conditions where animal is living is too much better than out here in another fattening systems. I know it's not so beautiful to see how this animal is living under the buildings, but yeah, of course, the grassland-based systems to see one cow or two cows in the field is too beautiful to see, and for the aesthetic of paysage, yeah, I know. But for this system exactly, it's not the same thing. And if we don't do it here, we will do it in another place. And why we don't have to keep just our animals in our area into fattening?
I have something to add. So I think you are also a farmer, like me, and I'm so sad because the existence of a factory like this feeds an anti-meat and anti-farming discourses and disturb the entire profession. So like me, I am a farmer and I have only 25 cows, and this project is against societal expectation and also my value. And I don't really understand why you really want to do it, because do you like what do you do?
Yes, of course, I like what I do. I'm breeder, like you said. But we don't. What you have to understand is that we don't we are not sibling the same category of consumers. You are sibling maybe the consumers who want to pay the breeder for the way he's producing, and I'm sibling another consumers that just want to eat and can pay good price for them, so they will have a good product. And I will come back for the animal welfare, and because I didn't give you the examples about the conditions where the animals is living. So we have the latest technologies, so to the comfort of animals, like ventilation, adapted lighting and luminosity, as our host presented in the first presented all these technologies. We have a daily mulching, we have healthy and balanced feed, regular irrigation of manure by the best technologies. And I don't think that the animals in small farms, in 25 cow farms in the winter, is living in better conditions.
So, do you want to add anything against his?
But with an ethical point of view, do you think that it's very ethic that calf double their weight in 6 to 8 months? It's very painful for...
Yes, of course. I'm not an expert in animal ethics, but what I can say is that they will live this here or in another place. It's the same thing. So it's better here, better for our economy, better for our all the other points of view.
I need to stop you. So, okay, so we should move on. Our next final topics is heritage and French culture. So I'd like to invite Madame Pissot to enlighten this issue.
Yes, so for me this project is first against the reputation of French quality and also against the French how now. French culture is French gastronomy, you know, like me. And French people like to go to the restaurant and to eat a high quality product. And I don't think that the product that the meat from this farm is with a really high quality. So as my colleague said, Italian people like this meat, but French people doesn't like. So for me, it's really a paradox to produce this in this rural area and don't have some consumer to eat. And also, as you said, that there is no alternative to this system, but I'm not agree with you, because I think there are other alternatives such as reducing, and for you also, Miss the Mayor, I think you can pay something to reduce the number of mother cows and finishing their animals on the grass that is naturally in the region, and so you pay a lot with your money and your money of French government to this project, but nothing for the small scale economy. And also you can finance some quality sector of pink cars, because you know that French people like pink cars, and something other than this big project and this big farm and industrial meat.
Sure.
You want to start or?
Anyone?
Yeah, I can start. What I want to say is that in this point we are not. It's not a controversial point, because we are securing what the breeders of the how can I say? We are valuing the animal which is born in our region. So we are securing your work as
Yes, okay.
And so you are sure that you will that your animals will be just in your territory, and they will be valued more than if they are exported to another areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, I want to add something because you attacked me, and you speak about my territory, and I support this type of farm because this type of farm replace a military camp, and it's better to build new barns and new building and this type of place. And also I support and I know all of these breeders that they work with this type of farm, and this is very local and global economy. So it's important for our region to develop this type of economy, and maybe it's a way to thinking the future system in this type of area.
yeah, go ahead.
About thinking, I just want to open your mind and think about that our culture is not only based on the gastronomy of animal products. We have, for example, apple cider, wine, and I think that we cannot continue to kill all these animals and destroy our beautiful planet. Animals are sensitive living beings and must be respected. So we have no right to exploit them, and you must stop this project, which
Yes,
has no
but
ethics and no value.
But humans and consumers have the right to eat products that they are used to eat it from 1,000 years. I think it's normal.
If we want to destroy the planet, yes.
I say, sorry, but I think it's not really the subject. Just to finish off this in this subject is that you said it's good for your territory because it suppresses a military camp. So for you, it's really good to have really low quality of product in the restaurant around. I don't know the name of the city, but in the cruise. So you want to have this for the tourism?
This product is currently exported now because, as you spoke before, we don't consume this type of meat in France, but maybe we can work with different restaurants in the territory to develop this type of consumption.
And tourism like it?
We don't have many tourism in cruise, and maybe Italian tourism like it.
Well, no, I think they're not happy.
Maybe if an Italian tourist come here, he would like to taste something special of the territory, not the same thing that can find in Italy at a lower price and also developed in Italy.
Yeah, but it's an animal born and fattened in the same place, so it have its own.
Yeah, but basically nothing changed because you fatten the animal here as I fatten the animals myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Maybe
what
the
I was
only
saying.
thing.
Sorry, I must stop you. So we already beat the time. So I think it was really an interesting debate, and thanks a lot for your participation. And so at the end, we found a lot of merits and demerits regarding this project. So almost everyone have tried to convince by their argument and establish some good points. And though it's a big project and it makes it independent from the Italian market, but it is criticized for its animal welfare issues and environmental issues. So maybe, I don't know, in the future we'll try to arrange another debate for further discussion regarding this project. And I would like to thank everyone, all the participants and all the audience for affording our effects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.